Sure. Hello, good evening. My name is Nanette Nokan. I'm the chair of the Board of Trustees of the George Eastman Museum. And on behalf of the trustees and Bruce Barnes, the Ron and Donna Fielding director of the museum, as well as the museum staff, we extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you for the launch of In This Moment, Revolution, Reckoning, and Reparation Volume 3. It is an honor to recognize and celebrate Joe Beard and Almeta Whitis here at the Dryden Theater. We also welcome the esteemed panelists this evening, and I want to do a shout out for the founder of In This Moment, Jean Strasabowska, and Amanda Chestnut. Thank you for making this happen. I am thrilled that we can partner in this endeavor, and we look forward to our continued collaboration. I want to point out that on your way out, you'll be handed one of these panel cards. It's an invitation for you to return to the museum with friends, family, for the rest of the year. So please pick up one of these on your way out and enjoy the museum. And thank you, and congratulations, and enjoy the program.
Thank you so much, Nanette, and welcome, everyone. Good evening. My name is Amanda Chestnut. I am the curator and publisher of In This Moment, Revolution, Reckoning, and Reparations. And I'd like to welcome you to our celebration featuring the legendary blues guitarist and vocalist Joe Beard and master storyteller Almeta Whitis. On behalf of the entire In This Moment family, we wish to thank the George Eastman Museum for hosting our book launch this evening. You truly roll out the red carpet for us, and we are most grateful. Special thanks also to the Community Preservation Corporation for being our reception sponsor. In This Moment's mission is to unveil, amplify, and preserve the stories of contemporary Black luminaries from across Rochester. ITM freely distributes educational resources that restore and repair historic narratives that would have been lost to time. In This Moment shares community leaders' stories, images, and life's dedication to uplifting our communities with students and educators in over 100 local schools and youth organizations, and to community members through the Monroe County and Rochester Public Libraries. All receive free chapbooks. We are completing Volume 3 and are grateful to the foundations, organizational sponsors, and individual donors who have supported our mission. With their support, we have raised over $65,000 towards our goal of $85,500. In this moment, volunteers handed you pledge cards this evening on your way in, and tonight we ask you for help reaching our goal. You can see there is a QR code up on the screen. For those of you who use it, please, as you take out your phone to silence it, also take out your phone to silence it. But while you have it in your hands, please scan the QR code and consider making a donation. If you like to support Black artists, if you find the Black luminaries in Rochester to be important, if you cherish events like these, where community comes together like family to honor those who have done so much for us, consider making a donation. Any little bit helps. The first volume, our average donation, I believe, was about $28. Every little bit makes a difference, and you can help contribute to how In This Moment changes the way we tell Black stories in Rochester. Before you leave this evening, at approximately 8:25. Our photographer and filmmaker, Jackie McGriff, will come up to the stage to take everybody's photograph. At the time, you'll remain in your seats, and the panelists will turn around, and Jackie will walk us through it, but we want to capture this moment and be able to remember it. It is now my pleasure to introduce our moderator, April Franklin. April Franklin is more than a storyteller. She is a dynamic force dedicated to amplifying the diverse voices of Rochester's vibrant communities. April's journey into storytelling was fueled by her passion for community connection and working in healthcare, where she spent over a decade working in the emergency department at URMC. Her love of stories and documentaries inspired her to obtain a bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism from SUNY Brockport and a master's degree in television, radio, and film from SI Newhouse School of Public Communication at Syracuse University. April got her start in the local Rochester market as a part-time on-air host of WXXI's Weekend Edition. Her love of journalism eventually transitioned to a full-time role at the local NPR affiliate, where she covered pandemic-related human interest stories before transitioning to the housing beat. Beyond traditional media, April's passion for storytelling knows no bounds. She has carved out a niche on TikTok, where her lifestyle content has garnered over 2.5 million likes and captivated an audience of 15,000 followers. April is a longtime member of the National Association of Black Journalists and a former vice president of the Rochester Association of Black Journalists. Welcome, April.
Pardon me? Can y'all hear me? Hi. Oh my goodness, it's different looking at everybody from up here. Give yourself a round of applause because we are here really to preserve the stories of our local icons. And I'm so happy to be a part of this. I was a little bit nervous, and I was thinking as when Jean asked me to be a part of this, I was like, man, like, what an honor. And as things started to come a little closer, I'm like, man, I'm a little bit nervous. And I was doing my research, and I was like, you know, we need something to set the tone before we get this discussion going. So I would be honored to have Ms Almeta Whitis do the honors of really welcoming everybody here. Almeta? Thank you, Almeta. See, doesn't that get you, like, sets it up, right? Yes.
Thank you. Is this on? Do I have to do anything? Nope. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Oh, thank you all so much. this is a wonderful, wonderful occasion for me. I've been doing this work that I do professionally for over 60 years.
Well, that's amazing. Before you get too far into it, because some of these young people, you know, they're being introduced to you, so I want to give you a proper introduction.
Come on with
So,
it.
just gonna do a quick bio, and then we'll get our other
Oh, not
panelists.
that again. Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So for those who don't know, Almeta Whitis is a renowned storyteller, theater artist, author, poet who has taught on 5 continents. I want to be like you when I grow up. Combining diverse stories and traditions alongside history, she encourages students to explore movement, dance, film, and the visual arts, and helps them gain knowledge of academic subjects and the world at large. Her experience as an educator, university professor, and master teaching artist has resulted in many awards, among them Phi Delta Kappa 1995 Lay Teacher of the Year, National Endowment of the Arts Most Skilled and Experienced Community Artist, and Governor Mario Cuomo's 1993 Decade of the Child Award. She is featured in Rochester Museum and Science Center's Change Makers, 200 Rochester Women Who Have Changed the World exhibition. Congratulations.
Thank you, April. Can I turn around on this? There we go. I'm old, y'all. Oh, Lord. Okay.
Awesome. So we're gonna get.
I want to look at you,
Yes, ma'am.
give you the respect.
Yes, ma'am.
Ashe.
Ashe. Awesome. Well, we're gonna get our other panelists up here.
Okay.
So we'll get.
I'll turn back around.
All right. So next we're gonna introduce, and I hope that you guys were able to get the chat books. You know, make sure you get them before you leave. But we're gonna introduce Gaya Shakes. She is Gaya. Forgive me, Gaya Shakes. Yes, she is Almeta's essayist for the chapbooks.
And she's my friend.
Amen. She's a retired secondary English teacher and lead teacher mentor in the Rochester City School District. She was also an adjunct professor of urban education at Nazareth University. Dr. Shakes is a graduate of Vanderbilt University and Colgate Rochester Crozer Divinity School. She completed her doctoral work in teaching curriculum from the University of Rochester. She was an American Federation of Teachers Distinguished Fellow, a Wright Fellow, and a National Endowment for the Humanities Fellow. Dr. Shakes presents and consults widely and has published articles about culturally relevant pedagogy, teacher reflection, and intellectual empowerment of African American women. She is married to actor and director David A. Shakes. Give a hand for her. Come on up. Thank you for that. Awesome. So next up, we're going to introduce our other honoree tonight. And he's got a long one. I got to make sure but I'm so honored to do this. So next is Joe Beard. Joe Beard is Rochester's legendary blues guitarist and vocalist. He has many times toured the United States as well as Europe and has sat in with Muddy Waters, B.B. King, and his idol John Lee Hooker. Beard performed at the inauguration gala for President George H.W. Bush. He grew up in Ashland, Mississippi, surrounded by aspiring veteran blues musicians, singing at an early age and taking to the guitar when he was 17. After settling in Rochester in the mid-1950s, he formed the Soul Brothers Six and also befriended famed classic blues guitarist Son House, who was his neighbor in Rochester. What are the odds, right? Beard and Son House began playing together, including a concert for students at the University of Rochester in 1968. Beard's music is rooted in the Delta and early urban blues of Memphis, Detroit, and Chicago. Critics and fans say his songs have a storytelling quality, there's a theme, right, about them. Beard has recorded several acclaimed blues albums, including the critically acclaimed Blues Union with musician Ronnie Earl in 1996, which won Offbeat Magazine's Blues Album of the Year award. In 2017, Beard was inducted to the Rochester Music Hall of Fame. Give a hand for Joe Beard, guys. And we have coming up also Mr. Beard's photographer for this project, Rudy Fabre. He is a distinguished freelance photographer based in Rochester, New York, specializing in portrait photography. Check out his Instagram, y'all. His work has been featured in City Magazine and exhibited in the Rochester Contemporary Arts Center. Rudy's talent has also led him to capture the vibrant atmosphere of the Lucky Flea. Through his lens, Rudy not only showcases his creative prowess, but also forges meaningful connections with his subjects, providing a deeper, more intimate portrayal of their stories. Come on up, Rudy.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I want to just set up some microphone
Oh, yeah.
situations
Yeah,
here.
perfect.
I know you didn't want to hold something, so
Thank you.
let me get this in position here.
Appreciate it.
Yes. It doesn't bite.
Now I know what a fish feels.
You want to point that toward, like more toward, yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Thank
Okay.
you so much for that.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't be afraid.
Okay.
And I will hand this over to you.
So before we really get into this, I do want to take some time to really just recognize those who have been honored in this moment, like past chapbooks. If you were an honoree, I see Ms. Thomas. Just want to give a hand clap for them if you've been recognized before. And also, there were two that could not be here today. Selena, who was Almeta's photographer, and also Monique Franz, who was the essayist for Joe. So just wanted to take some time to recognize them as well. So. All right, so we're just going to get into it. Like I said, these chapbooks are really to preserve the stories of our icons. And what a wonderful time to be in this room today. I mean, really, you don't really get, not a lot of cities do this, to be honest. There's a lot of stories that really just go untold. And so just really preparing for this, I was thinking about you both as storytellers in your own right, Almeta as a vocal storyteller, and Mr. Beard through your music. What were your thoughts on being the subject of the stories this time around and having your stories told in this way?
Say it again.
What were your thoughts of being the subject of the story? You tell other people's stories through your music. And so what was your thoughts when you were approached with this project on being the subject?
Well, I didn't give it much thought,
You didn't have much thought?
Never really given a thought. I was just going to do whatever I was asked to do.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Gaya.
Try that again.
Say it again.
So everybody can hear what you said.
Okay.
Because it was good.
I didn't give it much thought, When I was asked to do this, I was thrilled to be asked to do this. Because I knew it was something that I would enjoy doing. So. And it's a pleasure to be with this lady here tonight. So.
Joe, I fell in love with you way back in the day when you sang that song. And he wasn't singing it to me. He was just singing it. I'm like, oh, I've heard it so many times. And no one sings that song as well as you do.
Thank you so
You
much.
promised you're going to do it, so not now, but when you get to it. Y'all going to know what it is when he sings it.
I will do it.
Now, in terms of
Let me get hand
how,
on the mic.
well, what is this for?
Well, just hold it. I want to make sure that people in the back can hear you. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'll take it down a notch. All right. Okay. April, I was surprised because I'm like, oh, finally they know who I am. I've been watching all of these chapbooks, and I'm like, how come ain't nobody want to ask me to be in it? What am I, a chopped liver? You know. So to be asked was a surprise, and I consider it an honor. The quality of the workmanship, the interviews, the visuals, the marketing, it's all top shelf. It's all stellar stuff. And I just feel humbled to be a part of it, this wonderful tradition of recording Black history, Black icons. Really? In America? At this time? Oh, my Lord. So, yes, I was pleased and happy. And then to be included with Joe, I'm like, oh, I got to bow down. I got to give the king his respect. Because, you know, I always say I'm not blowing smoke up your butt. People that know me, they know I use that term. I'm just honored to be mentioned in the same breath with someone like you.
Thank you so much.
It's amazing. So,
And folks, he looks like my daddy.
well, that's interesting that you mentioned that, because I was going to talk about your journeys into your artistry and where you guys, I don't want to put you on Front Street, but, you know, y'all been living a while, you know.
Hey.
And so, you know, I guess, do either one of you, and if you can both share, was there a specific moment where you realized, you know, what, like, drew you to your craft?
Well, a long time ago, I always was around lots of musicians and people like that, you know, Nathan Beauregard, Sondhouse, Johnny Lee Hooker. Even before I was into music, I knew of all of these guys, you know. And I've met Guitar Murphy, B.B. King, and when I got into music, those are the people that I was with most of the time. Yeah. You know, like B.B. King, Freddie King, Buddy Guy, Junior Wells, and Muddy Waters, and
Okay, all the name dropping, we see it.
yes, I've been with most of them. In fact, all of them.
Was there a particular song that drew you to blues?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Not really. Yes, you know, I love Lightning Hopkins. He is one that I never had a chance to meet, was Lightning. The rest of them, I've been with most of them.
Awesome. What about you, Almeta?
Repeat the question.
What
No,
initially?
I'm serious.
No,
I
it's
don't
okay.
remember things anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What initially drew you to your craft? I read in the chat book
Got
you
it.
had a
I
performance.
got it.
Okay.
All I need to know. Yep, I got it. Okay. My mother said that I could sing before I could talk, and I danced before I could walk. And I was 6 months old when I was walking. So I don't know what I was doing in terms of sounds as a child. All I know is that I've always been drawn to music. I've been drawn to the movement, to the paintings, to the art, and to country western, because my mother was from the hills of mountains of Mississippi. Her father was a coal miner, and my daddy from Mississippi. So Mississippi blues is in my blood, and my uncle Lindbergh, so you can tell what year he was born, he used to run with BB, not as a musician, but in middle school and high school, before BB moved to the other, Itabena, something like that, where, yeah. So anyway, that's what I've always known that I'm supposed to get up in front of people and do my thing. And that's what I've done. This particular lifetime, I've come here as the artist, the teacher, and the priestess. And that's what I do. I deliver my art in a way that informs, that touches the spirit and the heart.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to actually get some time to talk to the photographer and the essayist. So Gaya, I wanted to ask you, she mentioned that you guys were friends, so you knew Almeta before you got onto this project. Knowing everything that she does, she's got so much in this little, how can you capsulize that in a little book? How did you decide what to leave out and what to put in?
That was hard because we were asked to do no more than 1,500 words. We were long past that on the first day of the interview. So I had to look at things and kind of organize them in a way that capsulized that. And then also we have an editor. So the editor helped me get it down to the numbers that we were supposed to be. But it was just very interesting talking to Almeta. I had known Almeta when she was way back in the bottom of the bucket, but God faded. And we were all young women and doing our things. So interviewing her in a more intimate way made me realize that, yes, there were things that I did not know about her that were really very interesting, which gave me a more developed, a more rounded perspective of her.
What were you surprised to learn?
Well,
Don't tell too much. My life is an open book. Go ahead.
well, I learned from, particularly the Lakota, when you went to the native reservation.
The Lakota people?
Yes.
Where I was in May? Yes. Okay.
And that she was one of the clan mothers almost, if not.
Yeah, they made
Yes.
honorary.
So that was interesting to me. And the whole idea of this, the mothering image is something that I always think about because my name is Gaya and it means earth. So, don't mess with Mother Nature. So we were interesting, and it wasn't just like an interview. We were just talking.
And I cried.
And I was taking notes, using up all my paper because she never stopped talking. Yeah.
I don't want to leave Rudy hanging because he was a very important part of this project too. The photographers, they choose local photographers, local Black photographers to be a part of this project. I just wanted to ask you, how did it feel? What were your thoughts when you were first approached for this?
At first, I was honored and kind of surprised because you never really know who's watching and who's admiring your work. So when Amanda approached me, she's like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Ready for what?" She's like, "You're up next." I was like, "Okay." So I was definitely honored, and to be in a sincere time and space with Mr. Beard was definitely a privilege of mine.
They both have very long careers in what they do and probably have been photographed so many times. So what was your approach to capturing them and what were you hoping to capture with Joe?
Well, at first, during when we first met up, I was told that Mr. Beard would have a concert. So I had the privilege to go see him perform, and that's when he really comes to life. And he comes to life through his music and his words, and seeing him command the room when he plays his guitar and sings, that was really a good moment because he's a man of few words.
Definitely.
But he knows how to turn it on when the lights are on, so it was a privilege.
I just wanted to say that Selena our photographer, was really a very observant young woman, and she came to our interviews and conversations, and she didn't say a lot, but she took pictures and had suggestions for us. So she's not here with us tonight, but she was really integral to our progress.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Rudy, can you share anything about behind the scenes working with Mr. Beard? And
So when I was trying to get in contact with him, it was kind of hard. I wouldn't say hard, but strange. But when we finally got together, I heard a rumor that he doesn't have a cell phone, and I was like, I heard he doesn't have a cell phone. And he looked at me like, who told you that? So, and then like when he came to the studio, and I was a little nervous because I haven't shot somebody of that stature yet. And he was like, just tell me what you want to do and I'll do it. And then, he's like, do you want me to hold a guitar? Do you want me to sit? And then he's like, and then he told me to carry this guitar that was signed by B.B. King. I was like, are you sure you want me to touch this? I felt like I didn't want to taint it or drop it. I was nervous. But, he came and he was very, he has a regal presence. So it was like, made everything easy.
Mr. Beard, what were your thoughts about working with Rudy?
He's great. He's wonderful. He really is. He made me feel like I was somebody. Yes, he's the most gentlest young man in the world. Young man like him, And the way he thinks, I love the way he thinks, really. And he says the right thing at the right time. He holds nothing back. If he got something to say, he said. And I really appreciate the service that he gave me when I was in his studio. I got a lot of respect for the young man.
Awesome. I just wanna comment, this project is, to preserve you guys' stories, but also, Rudy, you're a part of that, right? So maybe in years to come, we'll be talking about, your work that you're doing. So, keep that in front of mind. I think that's really important. Thank you for that. Did you have something to say?
No.
Oh.
He just handed me the box. I'll hold it.
No, I appreciate that. I do have a question for you, though. You.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I was getting there. I ain't there.
No, that's fine. You exude confidence. That's just something that you do. You do, and it's clear if you had the opportunity to read the chapbook or even hear Ms. Almeta tell her story. You said that you've had that from a very, very young age, instilled from your parents. But has there ever been a time in your life where either yourself or someone else has tried to shake that confidence?
Yeah. Lots of times. I'm a black woman in America. Started out as a black girl in America. Yeah. My first memory was second grade. And my second grade teacher, cannot remember, that one's kind of faded. She was accusing me of cheating because she didn't think that I had the capacity to do this work. And I said, I didn't cheat. That's my work. And she says, and now you're lying. And I said, I'm not lying. And she made me stand up in front of the class, and she made me put my hand out, and she hit me with a ruler. It was not the Catholic Church. It was elementary school in my hometown of Buffalo, New York. But she hit me with the ruler, so I hit her back. Now, wait a minute, folks. I was a little coward. I didn't fight. kids would bully me. And so what I would do is I say, can I sing you a song? Can I tell you a story? And then they didn't want to beat me up anymore. All they wanted me to do was tell them stories and sing them songs. But when she hit me and I hit her back, and she took me down to the principal took me home. I mean, they brought my mother and my father in, and my mother said, Almeta, why did you hit her? And I said, because she said I was a liar and that I didn't do the work. And my daddy, who had graduated high school when he was 14 years old and had a full scholarship to Teachers College in Mississippi, he had taught me how to read and write before I started kindergarten at the age of 4. So I was in 2nd grade, and I was reading books. And my mother said, Almeta doesn't lie. And so we're not going to make it worse on her for doing what was right. And you hit her. And we told her if somebody hits you, you hit them back. So, yeah, that's, it's not about confidence. Thank you, Spirit. It's not about confidence. It's in understanding and following what guides me. It's my heart and my head and my experiences and what I call great mystery or spirit. And I just trust that whatever happens is what's supposed to happen and that the outcome will always be with good for all concerned.
Thank you for that. Well, I did want to ask both of you guys, because like I said, this project, it's not just you telling your stories, it's working in conjunction with the essayists and the photographers. Was there anything that you were hesitant about sharing with the essayist at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait, are you saying me go first or you go second?
Well, she asked for a question.
He answered the question. He said no.
Thank you. A man of few words. And then you get this loquacious creature sitting next to you who can't shut up. Okay, what was the question?
Was there anything that you were hesitant about sharing with your essayist?
Yes. Lots. I am not a goody two shoes. Oh, that must be somebody that knows me from way back in the day. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right now, my Libra sister, you got it. That's Diane, my Libra sister. Yeah, there was a lot that I didn't share, and there were a couple of things that I did share, which she chose not to put in, and one of them I said, please don't. But yeah, people who live in glass houses should throw stones. And I am not here to say that I am this wonderful, all good person, because I've got some dark places in me. Oh, I don't like to use that word, okay. Well, because dark and black, and I love black, so, y'all know, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, sometimes honesty is not the best policy. And there have been times when I've been honest, and it's been to my detriment. However, no matter what is thrown at me, my mother said that, Almeta, you're weak. You're weak. You just let people just come at you, and you just back up, and you just back up, and you don't fight back. But she said, girl, now I was in my 50s when she's telling me this. She said, girl, when your back hits the wall, you come out fighting, and you always win.
Thank you for that. So both of you, Mr. Beard, you talk a lot about your relationship with Son House and how he really was like a mentor and helped, guide you through your musicry as a 17-year-old, as a teenager. And Ms. Almeta, you also mentor a lot of, young people as well. I think there's some. Yeah, they are. How important it is to guide the next generation of artists.
Well, you know, Son House, I only met him in the 60s. I met Son House.
Yep.
Yes, I met him in the 60s. But before Son House, there was Nathan Beauregard. You see, I'm going way back. There was Nathan Beauregard and Ernest Scruggs. They both guitar players. But Nathan Beauregard was from before a long time before my time, because he was an old man when I met him. You know. And from that point on, I met people like B.B. King, but I wasn't really into B.B. King at all. That wasn't my kind of music at that time, you know. But B.B. King, he dated my sister.
We got a little exclusive. We did.
Yes, you know, and like I say, I loved him as a person, as a musician. I didn't care for his music at all. But
So
I
for
do-
you as an artist now, there's a lot of young people that are looking up to you. So how important is it for somebody like yourself or even other artists like yourself to help guide the next generation?
My son, you know, now I have two sons. They're both musicians, you know, but we're different in the kind of music that we play. You know, I like his music, but I don't play his music.
Okay.
You know, which I enjoy doing things with him. You know what I mean? And other musicians, you know what I mean, that there's always a musician coming to me asking me things about music, which I can't explain it too well. But I will tell them how I feel about the music that they're doing and I'm doing myself.
So that's the way you give back. What about you?
Oh, thank you. I want to just put a little thing for the Beard family. Your younger brother, James Beard, he taught my two sons how to play music. Yes, he would take them up to the U of R, to the piano room, and help them compose and write songs and learn music. And my sons, the elder one will be 60 in January, the younger one will be 56 in January. And they both learned from James, which obviously it runs in the family, because we got Chris, we got Joe, we got James. And they were 10 and 6 when James taught them. And that's the importance of those of us who have been gifted in whatever form. It can be art, it can be education, it can be science, it can be math, it can be just being a good person and making people feel welcomed and accepted, and most importantly, loved and respected. Everyone wants to feel loved. Everyone wants to feel respected. And we elders have the impetus. We have to pass it on. However, there are young people that we learn from, like Naomi. I learned from you. Like Wanye, where are you? Yeah, Wanye, a young poet, philosopher, artist, media specialist. We met, 2 months ago at the Just Poets, and we've been hanging out pretty much every day since then. And I'm learning a lot from him. And he says he's learning from me. I don't know, but that's what's important. Communication is the basis of life, and it's engendered through word, gesture, and spirit. And as human beings, we we can misunderstand words and gestures, but that spirit, no, nothing can beat that. That spirit is what makes Joe the guitarist par excellence, the icon that he is. And I am not blowing smoke up your butt. I mean this. I mean this. Y'all don't know, we are just so blessed, and I rarely use that word. We are blessed to have someone of your caliber still with us and still doing the performing. And y'all just have to put up with me just nattering on and on and on, because I'm a storyteller.
Thank you for that. Before we wrap this up, I do have a question for everybody on the panel. You know, as we know, this event and these books are unique to our community, Rochester. And your talents, all of you, have taken you many places around the world. Rochester has been a place where, you know, all of us, right, have made our mark in some way. But each and every one of you, I just wanted to ask individually, and we can start with you, Rudy, why Rochester?
Because of my father. I like to say I'm a Kodak baby. So, you know, my father built a home here, and, you know, being in a place of film, and kind of just felt right. I feel like it picked me more than anything else. So, wherever family is home is.
Thank you.
Well, originally I'm from Florida, and I have lived here longer than any other place. But we lived here when I was a kid, and then we moved back to Florida. And when I graduated from college, undergrad, my mother didn't want her child to be out alone in the world, and my brothers were here. I'm the youngest. So I came back to Rochester, and I've been here. I mean, I've tried sometimes to go other places, but I'm always
Coming back.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And also, there's something about, I mean, Rochester has a spirit. There are all these things that germinate here, you know, with Douglas and Anthony and all the other people in the community. There's something about Rochester. I mean, it's a small city, but it's an interesting place to be.
Yeah. Mr. Beard?
Unless you want me to go next and you bring up the end.
No,
Okay?
I'm fine.
Bring it close. There you go.
Yes, Rochester's been good to me, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I can think of any other place that I prefer to be, because I've had opportunities to be other places. And when I go away someplace, like overseas someplace, they ask, how does a blues man come from Rochester, New York? You know, people think that blues man should be from Chicago or something like that, you know. I've been all those places, but no matter where I go, I always return back to Rochester, because Rochester have certainly been blessed for me, ladies and gentlemen. And I thank you all for having me here tonight. Thank you so much.
Oh, goodness, how do I follow that? Okay. I was born in the Big Nickel, rough buff. That's what the young people call it now. Buffalo, New York, just 75 miles down the road. And moved here as a 12-year-old in 1959. However, summers I would spend here with my grandmother and Vivian Wilson and her husband, Black Harry Wilson, who wrote the numbers. Yeah, Northeast Northeast Quadrant. And I've lived in Waterloo, Iowa, with my uncle Lindbergh Whitis. I've lived in Phoenix, Arizona. I've lived in Syracuse, New York. And I keep coming back to Rochester. Rochester feels more like home than any place. As a little kid sitting at my grandmother's kitchen table over on Vienna Street. No, it was Kelly Street. She lived on Kelly. And she would make peach cobbler, blackberry cobbler, and her big old biscuits. She would make the yeast bread and yeast rolls. Oh my goodness. That was 4 or 5 years. I was 4 or 5 years old. And those are just heartwarming memories for me because it was food, it was family, it was the exciting Joseph Avenue. That was so exciting. Oh my God, some of you know what it was like because I know y'all lived there, right, Carl? Moving right along. Yeah, the lure of home never leaves. And home may not necessarily be where you're born. It's where your soul resides.
That's in Rochester.
That's it.
That's it. Thank you so much. I want to thank our panelists for sharing your insights. We have to conclude this part, but we do have a special treat for everybody. We have a rare and special treat. Joe and Almeta have prepared a few blues classics in classic story that they're going to perform for everybody. So sit back and relax. We'll get everything set up. We also want to thank our percussionist, Steve Imbergia, and the pianist, Gian Carlo. So we'll get ready for that.
What do I do now?
You stay right where you are.
Okay.
Are you going to? Oh, is that supposed to be water? I'm coming down like that. Yeah.
Thank you, my friend. Where'd Joe go? Oh, no. No, you can take it back, love. Joe, what you doing? I want you to go. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. We're gonna start with the master. Yeah. Okay, somebody gotta go put it down. Thank you.
So she gonna make me work.
That's what a good man's supposed to do, baby.
Testing. Oh, okay. I guess it is.
Well, can you hear the guitar?
Hello?
You know that I was born in Mississippi, right? I wrote a song about this on one of my albums. So I was born Mississippi, Lord, and I grew up in Tennessee. I was born Mississippi, Lord, and I grew up in Tennessee. Yeah, now I come all the way to New York, people. Let a New York woman make a fool out of me. She was so kind when I met her. Lord, and I thought she was the sweetest thing. She was so kind when I met her. Lord, and I thought she was the sweetest thing. There have been times in my life, people, Lord, I hate to hear you call that woman's name. You sound just like the blues to me. I told her so many times I was leaving. Lord, not leave, that's a natural fact. I told her so many times I was leaving. Lord, not leave, that's a natural fact. Yeah, she come run and tell me another sweet lie, people. Lord knows and I'd come running back. Now if I sink in it, Lord, I'll go under. Lord, if I cry anymore, think I'll go blind. If I sink in it, Lord, I'll go under. Lord, if I cry anymore, think I'll go blind. Yes, I know if I keep worrying about this woman, Lord, I know I'm gonna lose my mind. Thank you so much. I got to do a song for Amita. The things that I used to do, no, I won't do that no more. The things that I used to do, no, I won't do that no more. I used to say, hold your hand, baby, crying, begging you not to go. I would search all night for you, baby, but my search would always end in vain. I would search all night for you, baby, but my search would always end in vain. I knew all the time, baby, that you was head out with your other man. I'm gonna sing it back home to your mother, baby. Lord, now I'm going back to my family too. I'm gonna sing it back home to your mother, baby. Lord, now I'm going back to my family too. Nothing I do can please you, baby. No, I just can't get along with you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have time for one more? Need me a string, darling, honey, tied all around your heart. Yeah, I need me a string, baby, honey, tied all around your heart. Then I would know, no, baby, honey, that we won't ever part. I'm going crazy, honey, just as crazy as I can be. I'm going crazy, baby, honey, just as crazy as I can be. You know what's driving me crazy, baby, honey, 'cause you're so sweet to me. Stop crying, baby, honey, come here and dry your eyes. I want you to stop crying, baby, honey, come here and dry your eyes. Yes, now I can't stand to see you cry, baby, honey, it hurts me deep down inside. I need me a string, darling, honey, tied all around your heart. Yeah, I need me a string, baby, honey, tied all around your heart. Then I would know, no, baby, honey, that we won't ever part. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, right. I guess I'm a roadie now. Go.
Oh, she doesn't care. She got it.
If I move this, is that gonna mess up the recording?
No, you can do it.
Okay, y'all know we making a recording of this tonight. My filmmaker, Brandon Granby, is up there doing his thing. Well, I have to do a truncated mini concert here. I have to do in 10 minutes what was going to take me 20. So I'm going to skip over a lot, and I hope that it's all right with you. Amen. Not really, but nope. No, you need to put that down, baby. No, you need to put that down. Okay. She's already told me I got 10 minutes to do a 20-minute show. So I'm not going to look at the words that was on the paper, and I'll try to remember what I was supposed to do. My birthday is in September. Oh, this is really bothering me. My birthday is in September. And one of my favorite songs by Dinah Washington, September in the Rain. Her version, it's sung well by many, many artists, but I like hers. The leaves of brown came tumbling down, remember, last September in the rain. The sun went out just like a dying ember, last September in the rain. With every word of love I heard you whisper, the raindrops seemed to play a sweet refrain. Although spring is here, to me it's still September, and it is. Last September in the rain. I say last September in the rain. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm also a storyteller. This is a mini story from West Africa. What are you doing? I said to the monkey as I watched him reach into the river and pull out a fish and gently lay it in the branches of a tree. I am saving it from drowning, was his reply. Southern trees bear a strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the root, black bodies swinging in a southern breeze. Strange fruit hanging from the poplar tree. Pastoral scene of the gallant South, the bulging eyes and the twisted mouth, scent of magnolia, sweet and fresh, then the sudden smell of burning flesh. Here is the fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rot, for the tree to drop. Here is a strange and bitter crop. Long time ago, there was an emperor. Oh, he was very vain. All he could think about was wearing new clothes that he would strut and parade about into town every day. Brand new set of clothes. Oh, that man loved clothes, and if there had been TikTok and Instagram, he would have been on that. Yeah, well, the city that he lived in was gay and lots of partying all the time. Everybody loved a good time, and one day, 2 swindlers showed up in town. They had a plan. So they let it be known that they were able to weave a most miraculous fabric. Oh, it was so beautiful and so fine and so wonderful that it could only be seen by someone highly intelligent. If you were unable to see it, you were stupid and unfit for your office. The emperor heard about these 2 swindlers, invited them into the palace and say, we'd like for you to make some material so that I can have a suit of clothes in this fabulous new fabric. And the 2 swindlers said, sire, we will be happy to weave you the most beautiful fabric. We just need a little something so that we can get the very best. Because you're the emperor. You're supposed to have the very best. We need some gold thread, and we need some fine silks. The emperor made sure that they got everything that they needed, and the men set up a great loom in one of the palace rooms, and they burned candles, and they would work on these looms night and day, and the emperor began to wonder, what was this material going to look like? So he sent in his grand old minister. He was the oldest and the grandest of his ministers. You go in there and you just find out what they're doing. So the grand old minister, he comes in and he sees these 2 swindlers. They are just working away at this loom. How are you doing? Yeah, we're doing good. You see this? And he's like, I don't see anything. But of course, he's not going to say it aloud. He's saying to himself, oh, I must be unfit for my office. Oh, no, it can't be. I'm supposed to be the wisest. Oh, but I can't see it. Oh, it's beautiful. It's just lovely. Oh, come closer, come closer. Look at the pattern. Look at the weave. Look at the threads. Oh yes, it's beautiful. I don't see nothing. gonna say it aloud. It would mean he's unfit for his office. So he reports back to the emperor, "Oh, sire, the material is beautiful. Oh, the designs. Oh, it's just wonderful. Oh, your majesty, you will love it." The emperor waited a while, and he's thinking to himself, I'm going to send one of my younger ministers. So he sends in a younger man, and the younger man walks in. "Hello, gentlemen. Hi. Oh, come in. Look at this beautiful fabric." And he's thinking, what beautiful? I don't see anything. But it said that if you can't see it, it means you're unfit for your office, that you're stupido. Oh, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. Oh, come closer, come closer. Look at this beautiful pattern here and see how the gold threads just move through it so beautifully. Oh, yes, I see it. And he's thinking to himself, I don't see nothing. I can't be stupid. I can't be unfit for my office. Oh, yes, I will report back to the emperor and tell him what a wonderful job you two are doing. Thank you. And he rushes off to the emperor. The emperor says, what was it like? "Oh, sire, it was beautiful. Oh, the patterns, the colors, the gold threads, you're going to love it." So the emperor decides he's going to come in and see it for himself. So he comes to the room. Those swindlers had been working all night. They had burned through 6 candles, working all night long. "Come in, sire. Look and see this lovely fabric." And the emperor's thinking to himself, I don't see. Anyway. Does that mean I'm unfit for my office? Oh. It can't be. I'm the emperor. Oh, yes, it's very beautiful. I like it. "Oh, sire, look at this pattern. Look at these colors. Look at these threads. Oh, yes, I see them. Oh, it's very good. Thank you. Oh, sire, while you're here, let us cut and measure it for you." So they used huge shears, and they cut out the fabric, and they held it in front of the emperor, who's in front of a full-length mirror. And they turn him around, and they fasten this, and they got a train going on back here. "Oh, sire, it looks beautiful." And he's thinking, I don't see. No, but I can't see. I'm not unfit for office. I'm the emperor. Oh, so on the day he was to make his grand entrance into the town, he didn't go in a carriage. He made a huge piece of something like a umbrella so that he could walk proudly through the town. And the swindlers dressed him. "Sire, put on these pants." And he did. "Sire, put on this jacket." And he did. "Now, sire, turn around, and we're going to fasten your long train." And the emperor had 2 of his people that carry his train waiting, and they're not going to say nothing. So they looked at each other, nodded, and they both knelt down, and they lifted up the train. And the emperor looked around and said, I do look good, right, don't I? "Oh, sire, you look beautiful," as the 2 thieves were walking off with big suitcases of the gold and the threads and all the stuff that they had been paid. "Oh, sire, all the people are going to love it." And they tipped out the door. And the emperor, he walked out. The fanfare started, which meant, here come the king. Here come the king. Here come the emperor. Here come the emperor. And he's walking. And all the people, they're leaning out of the windows and on the balconies, and they're thinking to themselves, I don't see nothing. But nobody's going to say anything, because if you say you don't see anything, you are stupid and unfit for your office. Oh, sire, oh, you look so beautiful. Oh, look at, doesn't he look beautiful? Oh, look at the king. Oh, he looks so beautiful. And a little child stood up and said,
But he hasn't got anything on.
and her mother said,
Did you ever hear such innocent prattle?
and the child repeated louder.
He doesn't have anything on.
And then someone sitting near her whispered, come on, come on. You just heard her. Somebody, anybody. Okay, what did she say? Talk to each other. What did she say? Tell each other. What did he say? And then all of a sudden, it had run through the whole town, and everybody stood up and shouted, I am the king. I'm going to just keep on walking. I may be naked as a jaybird, but I'm going to keep on walking. I'm the emperor. Whatever I want to do, I'm going to do. Whatever I say is true, no matter what the truth really is. Naomi and her mother Erica. Thank you all. Thank you. I never say goodbye. I say peace, because we need some peace. Peace is always welcome. Ashe.
Thank you. Thank you.